So I chose to attend the spiritual direction program at the Chaplaincy Institute because I was looking for a program that would minister to many different faith traditions. At the time, I had a death in the family, and one of the good friends that was at the service spoke of the universe. She didn't reference God or Yahweh, but she talked about the universe. And in my call to be a spiritual companion, I noticed that there are people that may not speak the same language that I do in terms of faith, but that their needs are still needs. And so the Chaplaincy Institute is a program that brings all different faith traditions together, and it kind of centers on what I really believe, that there are lots of names for God and lots of ways to be with God. There were a lot of significant introductions, encounters, people at Chi that have really kind of impressed me and stayed with me. We had classes on dreams, we had a class on marketing. Our small groups, I'm still very much in connection with some of my small groups from the spiritual direction program. There was one class where we were asked to go to an AA meeting, an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, and never been exposed to that, but noticing once I was there how community is so important for all of us. So some of the things that I've applied, that I've learned from the spiritual direction program, is kind of how to be with another person as they describe their image of God. So I'm an interfaith spiritual director. I like to say companion. And in one of my classes at Chi, we were talking about, sometimes our childhood relation or image of God needs to change for whatever reason that maybe that image is maybe not a healthy one. So we were offered kind of this advice that you can say to someone, would you like to fire that God and bring in another image of God? And I've actually used that in my practice as I companion others. Would you like to change this image of God? And for some folks, they're completely taken aback, as I was when I first heard that because it was Dr. John Mabry said that. Really? But, part of being in relationship with God or the divine, you kind of have to be really honest and vulnerable, and maybe there's some images that are not quite healthy or life-giving, and they need to pivot. So yes, I would recommend the Chaplaincy Institute Spiritual Direction Program. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and like I said, because for so many in our world, in our universe today, there's so many ways to name God. There's so many ways to cultivate that relationship. And I think Chi does a good job of exposing you to that.